Pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
Hey, welcome back. And today I want to talk about Mattel's Masters of the Universe, New Eternia's Anti-Eternia He-Man. Here he is in the packaging. We have some beautiful artwork of Anti-Eternia He-Man fighting against He-Man himself. And then on the side, we have some more promotional artwork right here. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. His Hell Shield, his Hell Helmet, all that stuff. And then we have some promotional work of the figure on the back, along with Mosquitor and Mantenna, which I didn't pick up, but they are awesome figures. But anyway, there's a little bit of a bio here that you can go ahead and read. Go ahead and give it a pause. And then on the other side, we have Hell Skull, or what I think that's what it's called. And then you have the Anti-Eternia Battle Cat, which is freaking awesome. And hopefully they make that, because I would definitely pick that one up to go with this He-Man. Yeah, so let's get this guy out of the packaging and let's talk about it. All right, so let's take a look at this guy. So, I mean, if anybody knows the history of Anti-Eternia He-Man, back in the day they made a He-Man like this. You could only get him in Germany. And one of my friends that was from Germany had one. It was cool to go to his house and see it. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Because you could never find him here in the States. And that's what I mean by it's crazy, because of the fact that he had one because that's where he was and that's how he got it. But anyway, now we have New Eternia here, Anti-Eternia He-Man. Now, if anybody has read the graphic novel with this guy in it, this guy murders everybody. And I mean everybody in that comic. I'm not going to ruin it. Not going to tell you who and how and why, but definitely check it out. Pull it up on YouTube, go to your Barnes & Noble, wherever you get books, and buy the graphic novel. I bought it, read it, great story. Actually, I found mine at FYE, to be honest with you. But anyway, neither here nor there. Taking a look at this figure. Now, what Mattel has done is made a cool looking Anti-Eternia He-Man. Now, of course, I know that there's a Anti-Eternia Tila and Ram Man and so on and so forth, because I have the little miniatures that came out years ago. But anyway, I digress. Look at that face sculpt. I mean, he's just gritting his teeth, showing it off with the beet red eyes that he has. He has the Hell Skull helmet on here. I believe that's what they called it in the comic, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, leave it in the comments down below, please. Just don't jump down my throat, because I know when I was a kid, none of this was with him. It was just, you know, you knew him as Anti-Eternia He-Man, and that was that. Now, I do have the Origins Anti-Eternia He-Man before I carry on with what I'm trying to talk about. And that's cool to have, too, because it's reminiscence of the original with better articulation. Anyway, here we are. Here's his helmet on here. I mean, that's just crazy looking right there. With the wings, the jaw coming down, the teeth, the black eyes in there. Just awesome. The hair going back, and then his red hair down here, his face. Then you have his battle harness right here with his Hell H on the front, because that's what I'm gonna call it. His silver gauntlets, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I had somebody at my door, so yeah, the interruptions are real. But anyway, moving on to the belt here. I love the way they did this belt. It's not just a standard WWE type wrestling belt that they put on them. They actually put a skull right there, so that's actually cool that they did that. They have the knobs on this on it going around just like the classic does. And then you can see on the back of his battle harness, since I have it already turned around here, you can see where it detaches. So you can take it off, and then you have the actual holster here for the sword. I wish it would have given him the like cartoon style type He-Man sheath. That would have been cool to see. And then on the back you have of his loincloth, I guess you could say, right here coming down the front. And then in the front here it's fuzzy, and then more cloth in front of the fuzzy shorts. Underneath he has his shorts. They're just not fuzzy. They're brown. All right. Anyway, skin's all black down to his red boots, down to the fur, and then the wrapping of the boots. Yep, you have the making of He-Man, just Anti-Eternia He-Man. Oh, and I forgot to mention that he actually has the fur underneath the battle harness here, along with all the little studs that go here onto the top of the battle harness. Great, great looking figure. Now I'm not going to go into the articulation because it is just standard Mattel articulation. Do I think that they gave him a good ab crunch here? Yes, they did. They have improved on that, and I have to say that is awesome. But everything else, yeah, is pretty much just standard on the figure itself. Double joint knees, double jointed elbows, all that goodness right there. But this guy comes with a few accessories, and one of them being that you can pop this off, and you can have angry, ball-headed Anti-EterniaHE-Man right here with his red eyebrows and his his red eyes and his gritting teeth, which is cool. But then that is done so you can just have him normal. So with his He-Man type of hair, so on and so forth. Now I have never seen this head sculpt on any other figure. So I mean, the body, the buck itself might be the same, but the head sculpt is not. And this would have been a cool head sculpt to put on Faker. Maybe not with the gritting teeth, or maybe with the gritting teeth. I don't know. The new Anti-Eternia. No, what am I saying? The new Masters of the Universe, new Eternia style type Faker. Now I have the other one, not the Revolutions one, but the was it New Eternia? I know they redid it, and he has the 40th anniversary He-Man head sculpt on him. I have the other one. I came out with the broken sword and all that stuff. It's on the channel, so if you get a chance to take a look at it, and you guys, you know, it's on here somewhere. Just go give a look-see. But anyway, beautifully done, and now everything really with the eyes, the gritting teeth, everything is just more vicious than what it was with this Helmeton. So I have to say that Mattel did a very nice job with that. But like I said, I'm not trying to get out from doing the articulation. It's just standard Mattel articulation. Now this guy comes with a few things. I'm just going to roll right into it since we had that interruption prior. This guy comes, okay, with the Hell Shield. Now this I think was very well done. So just like his helmet, you have, because this is the face of the Castle Grayskull on Anti-Eternia. I think it's called Hell Skull, but this is what it looks like. And yeah, I mean, that's great. Got the side jaws here, the teeth, the blackened out eyes, everything, the hair, the wings on the side, and then you have skulls. The detail on the side of the shield itself is absolutely just beautiful, the way they did that. And then you have the metal coming down and the rivets and more detail and everything else. And on the back, you have a couple of things here. There are sheaths, actually 3 of them. Now that I take a better look at it, you have like 3 sheaths here, and then you have the shield itself. So that's pretty cool. Now moving right along, we have his sword, his Hell Sword, and that's cool. It's just the blade is like, it's like a blood blade, not even flame, just blood. And then you have the actual way that the you know, like the sort of power looks, but this actually looks really cool the way they did that. So yeah, I like that. And the plastic, probably if you shine the light behind it, this would probably light up. Moving on, then you have He-Man's sword from the movie, and there's a whole reasoning why he comes with this. But yeah, this is the sword that Dolph Lundgren used in the Master of the Universe movie. So yeah, nicely done. They could have added you know, some color to this and some paint and whatnot, but they didn't. But oh well, it is what it is. But still, they did a nice job of making it. And then last but not least, you have Hero's sword, right? So, or not Heroes. Well, it was Heroes, I think, at one point, but then it becomes the New Adventures of He-Man. That becomes his sword, his power sword. So yeah, so you have this one as well, and there's reasonings why he has the sword as well. Now, moving right along, yes, you can slide his sword right here so he can carry it on his back, which is actually cool. And then with the shield, I thought this was really cool because of the sheaths. You have where you can carry let's not forget the third one. All 3 of his swords, like this. I guess you could mount this. You know, he could carry it. We probably could pop it on his arm, and then he could carry it like that as well. So you have all 3 slain. Well, not 3 slain, but the 2 slain He-Man characters that he actually, you know, the movie and the New Adventures of He-Man. And then you can actually just, I guess you'd have to pop the, I don't know if it'll go on with the gauntlet or not, but pop it on there and then you can hold that. Give me a second, I'm gonna pop off the hand, see if I can get this to go on with the gauntlet. If not, you're probably gonna have to move the gauntlet off. But give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, I would suggest popping the hand off and putting it in through the actual thing, and then you just slides right over the gauntlet, so you don't even have to take it off of there. There he is with all 3 swords in the actual shield itself. I think this is more of a thing that you could do by putting it in the back, you know, like mounting it on the wall or Grayskull or wherever you want to say. But either way, it's cool because you can have him holding his sword or not holding his sword, or holding, you know, having this in the sheath back here, which looks good. And then he could be holding one of the other swords in his hand if that's what you choose to do with him. I'm going to try and put this in here real quick. So you can have him like this. So yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Wild concept. Very cool. Very cool looking figure. I think that he is very menacing looking when it comes down to the way that they did him. I think that they could have, you know, I think they knocked it out of the park when it comes to the head sculpt and everything. The fact that he comes with the extra swords is pretty cool too as well, and his shield, which holds those extra swords. So nice, very well done. Yeah, but it's just, that's it. You know, just typical, you know, another Mattel Anti-Eternia He-Man, you know, just another added piece to your collection if you didn't have this guy. So yeah, he does come with some cool stuff, and he, you know, I mean, as far as the articulation, it is what it is. But anyway, let me get this guy settled. We'll do some comparisons and we'll end the review. All right, so now we've taken a look at all of his accessories and everything, and they got the shield and the sword and everything. I mean, they're just different ways you can actually pose this guy. However you choose to do so is awesome. The fact that we have him in this new Eternia line is awesome, because in the original line, he was impossible to get, at least at my age, for being a little kid. Then you got him in Origins, which you're able to get him, and now you have him here in the new Eternia line, which actually fits with a lot of the figures that I have. Now, how he compares to other figures, once again, here is Storm Arena's Alpha 3 Ryu and Jada Toys Shaggy. We have Michelangelo and the Shredder, as I drop the Krang. Shredder is just as tall as he is, so that's actually pretty crazy to show how tall the Shredder really is in this line. So yeah, I can only imagine how Splinter is going to be when he comes out in the line. Probably, maybe not as tall, but yeah. Then you got stuff like Bradford and so on and so forth, which, yeah, I don't really care about those guys, but I'm just saying. And then you have Leonardo. So yeah, I mean, still fits, because there was a crossover between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Masters of the Universe. They actually did a whole line on that in Origins not too long ago. I did not get not one of them because I did not care for that, but that's just my thing. The comic book though, the storyline and stuff like that, that would have been cool. You know, just like this story was really cool as well. So definitely, you get a chance to read it, do so, or look for it online. But anyway, as far as pros, beautiful head sculpt, nice new head sculpt for this figure. Paint is okay when it comes to certain things. Cons, I have some paint slop over here, which isn't, you know, anything that's going to be crazy. Pros, you got the 3 different swords to put into the sheath. The New Adventure of the He-Man sword, and then the motion picture, Master of the Universe motion picture Dolph Lundgren sword. And then you have his Hell sword, power sword, that's what I'm calling it, his Hell sword. It would have been cool to see a different weapon to go in there, along with, you know, this sword being able to go into the sheath, and then the other one, another one to go in there. So read it, understand what he's doing in the actual storyline and what it's all about. But definitely, I hope you guys enjoyed this review on the Mattel's Masters of the Universe New Eternia Anti-Eternia He-Man. Whew, that is a mouthful, I have to say. Trying to get that out. Try to say that 5 times fast. Anyway, if you want to take the gauntlets off, you can. Before I go, you can take those gauntlets off, pop off the hands, they slide off. So yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy, nothing too crazy about. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below, and always hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.